Bro, you ever notice how the second you stop making someone a priority, they suddenly start paying attention? It's wild how that works. When you're the one always initiating, making the plans, picking the restaurant, calling first, checking in just to see how she's doing, it feels like you're doing everything to keep the connection alive. Meanwhile, she barely puts in any effort, maybe responds out of habit, but never really matches your energy. You convince yourself she cares in her own way, that maybe she's just busy or not good at expressing it, but deep down, you feel it, that imbalance. Then one day, you just stop. You don't announce it. You don't make a scene. You simply choose yourself. You focus on your own peace, your own priorities, your own growth, and that's when everything shifts. Suddenly, she's the one wondering where you went. She's asking about you. She's showing up, finding reasons to be near you, acting all interested, like she didn't spend weeks ignoring your presence. It's like flipping a switch, but it's not magic. It's human nature. People don't value what's constantly available. It's not that she was addicted to you. She was addicted to how you made her feel. You made her feel wanted, important, prioritized. The moment you took that away, the void hit her. And now, she's the one sitting with uncertainty, the one asking herself questions you used to ask. But listen, this isn't about trying to manipulate anyone into caring. This isn't about playing games or trying to provoke a reaction. This is about something much deeper. It's about realizing your own worth. It's about recognizing that your time, your energy, your love, they are valuable and should never be taken for granted. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is step back, not to punish her, but to refocus on yourself. Because when you stop chasing, when you walk away without bitterness, that's when the energy truly shifts. Everything changes. And here's why walking away hits different. It's because she didn't see it coming. Imagine this. You go to your favorite coffee shop every single morning. Same time, same order. The barista greets you with a smile, knows your name, knows exactly how you like your drink. It becomes part of your daily rhythm, so familiar, so consistent that you stop even thinking about it. It's just there, like clockwork. Then one morning, the doors are closed. No sign, no heads up, no explanation, just gone. And suddenly, it's all you can think about. You find yourself wondering why it's closed, when it will open again, and why you never appreciated it more when it was always there. That quiet absence starts to feel loud, and that, right there, is exactly what it feels like when a man who was always emotionally available, present, and consistent suddenly pulls away. At first, she won't believe it. She's used to the attention. She's used to being chased, especially when she withdraws or acts distant. That's the pattern she's come to expect. Guys trying harder when she does less. So when you stop showing up, stop putting her on a pedestal, stop seeking her approval, it throws her off completely. At first, she'll brush it off. She'll pretend it doesn't bother her. Maybe even convince herself you're just trying to get a reaction, play some temporary game. She'll tell herself you'll be back. But as the hours turn into days and the days stretch into weeks, a quiet panic starts creeping in. Doubt begins to settle. Is he really done? Did he actually let go? Is he not coming back this time? That's when the reality starts to hit her. The more she believed she had the upper hand, the more blindsided she feels when you walk away without a word. And what stings the most isn't just the silence, it's the fact that, for the first time, she's losing a man who isn't bluffing. A man who actually meant it when he let go. She's not just watching you walk away, she's realizing you're not looking back. And that's rare. That's what hits different. That's when she feels the loss, not of just any man, but of one who showed up with real energy, genuine intent, and consistency. And that brings us to something deeper. Point 2, she loses her emotional high. Quick break. Close your eyes for a second. Picture her, the girl you've always wanted. Feel what it would be like to actually have her. Now open your eyes, because here's the truth. Right now, you're invisible to her. You're getting outcompeted by guys with more money, better looks, higher status, and stronger game. You're playing a rigged game, and you're losing. But I've spent the last 35 years mastering this, studying, testing, and finally finding the secrets to get the girls I always wanted. You want to stop getting ignored? You want her chasing you? Then you need to wake up and act. Click the link in the comments if you are truly committed and take the first step toward becoming that guy. Few spots left. Be fast or miss out your last chance to make her yours. Let's get back to it. She was never just enjoying your presence. She was feeding off what you gave her. Your energy, your attention, your time, your compliments, your validation, that constant reassurance, that feeling of being chosen, prioritized. It was like a drug. It boosted her confidence. It made her feel seen. And even if she didn't say it out loud, she was soaking it in every time you showed up with love and consistency. But the second you take that energy away, the crash begins. Suddenly there's no good morning text waiting for her. No little compliments about how she looks. No random check-ins just to see how her day's going. That consistent flow of emotional fuel stops, and it hits her harder than she ever expected. But here's the thing, she won't even understand why she feels the way she does at first. She'll just feel off, restless, anxious, empty. So what does she do? She tries to distract herself. She'll start posting on social media more, selfies with captions that scream confidence, stories that show her living her best life. But behind all that, there's a subtle void forming, a growing itch she can't scratch. She starts to miss the feeling, the energy, you, but not necessarily you as a person. No, she starts to crave what you gave her. That sense of importance, that unshakable attention. That's why women sometimes check in on guys they ghosted or ignored. It's not always because they suddenly realized how much they love you. It's because they miss what you provided. They miss the way you made them feel. And when it hits them that they no longer have access to that energy, that attention, that sense of being special, that's when the panic sets in. That's when point 3 kicks in. She starts testing you. Now that she's feeling the void, she won't just come running back. That would require admitting she was wrong, that she underestimated you, and her ego won't let that happen easily. So instead, she starts dipping her toe back in the water. Maybe she likes a random old picture of yours, hoping you'll notice. Maybe she sends a casual, "Hey stranger" text like she's just checking in. Or maybe she leaves a vague, flirty comment on your story, hoping you'll bite. But here's the catch. If you respond right away, if you give her the reaction she's looking for, she wins. Because then she knows she still has you. She'll feel in control again. You'll have confirmed her belief that you were just waiting for her attention to come back around. But if you stay composed, if you stay silent, unbothered, focused on your own lane, that's when the shift becomes real. That's when she starts to feel exactly what you felt, that uncertainty, that confusion, that aching what if. And that, my bro, is when the power dynamic truly begins to flip. But if you stay calm, if you stay unbothered, grounded, and completely focused on your own life as if she no longer exists in your world, that's when the real shift begins. That's when her doubt quietly morphs into full-blown regret. See, walking away is powerful, yes, but the real power move isn't just in the walking, it's in the staying away, it's in the silence, the absence, the unwavering self-respect, because the longer you hold your ground, the longer you resist the urge to chase or explain or fold, the more space you give her to question everything. That silence becomes deafening. And now, for the first time, she feels what you once felt, and it cuts deep. The uncertainty, the anxiety, that quiet ache in the chest when someone you thought would always be there suddenly isn't. The same confusion that had you staring at your phone, wondering where you stood with her, is now eating away at her instead. And this is where it gets interesting, because now she starts overthinking everything. She begins to wonder, did he really let go? Has he moved on? Is there someone else? Did I misjudge his worth? And those questions won't just pass through her mind, they'll haunt her. Because women don't just fear losing a man, they fear losing a man who knew his worth and wasn't afraid to walk away when he wasn't valued. That stings on a level that ego can't cover. So, what does she do? She starts telling herself a new story, not necessarily because she wants the relationship back, but because she needs to feel that control again, that sense of being desired. So the real game begins. She starts making bold moves. One day, she's liking multiple old photos. The next, she's bringing up inside jokes or random memories in your DMs, trying to spark nostalgia. Then maybe she posts a picture with another guy, angled just enough to make sure you see it. She's testing your emotions, your focus, your resolve. She's hoping to get under your skin, to reel you back in with the same subtle games she used before. But what she doesn't realize is this: you're not the same man anymore. You've outgrown the need for her attention. And even though she's doing all this to feel in control again, deep down, she's the one spiraling, because for the first time, she's the one chasing you. And that brings us to point 5, where she makes her biggest mistake yet. By this point, she's standing at a crossroads. The silence has stretched too long, your absence is too loud to ignore, and now she has two options. She can either swallow her pride, admit she misjudged you, and try to win you back. Or she can distract herself. And for a lot of women, distraction is easier than accountability. That's why so many of them run straight into rebound relationships at this stage. It's not love, it's not connection, it's damage control. She doesn't want to sit with the uncomfortable truth that she lost a man who was actually worth something, a man who brought real value, real presence, real depth. So instead of facing the pain and growing from it, she rushes into something else, hoping it will fill the void you left behind. But here's the problem: you can't replace real energy, you can't fake genuine connection, and when you try to plug a deep emotional gap with a temporary fix, it always falls apart. That new guy, he might be available, he might be eager, but he's not you. He doesn't carry the same essence, the same strength, the same standard you brought. And because she jumped into something out of panic and ego, not peace and healing, it doesn't take long before reality slaps her in the face. That upgrade she thought she was making, turns out it was a downgrade. She traded authenticity for attention, substance for surface, and now she sees it clear as day. You weren't the one who was replaceable, she was. And that's the moment she comes full circle. That's why they always come back. Not because they suddenly woke up in love, but because they realized too late that what they had was rare, that they fumbled someone who was actually valuable. But by the time that realization hits, the entire dynamic has changed. Because now we step into point 6, the power shift. And here's the twist that flips the entire script. You're no longer the same man she left. You're not sitting by the phone, waiting on her message. You're not replaying old conversations or checking who she's with. You've been building, growing, healing, leveling up in silence. You've been putting that same energy you once gave her back into yourself, into your goals, your purpose, your grind. And now you're operating from a completely different level, mentally, emotionally, even physically. So when she finally reaches out, maybe through a late night text, a story reply, or some casual excuse to reconnect, you're not desperate. You're not even phased, because the power shift isn't about making her chase. It's about realizing you no longer need to chase anyone. You've reclaimed your worth, your time, your peace. And that, my brother, is the part no one tells you about. When you finally stop giving your energy to the wrong people, the right version of you starts to show up. And that's when it finally happens. She reaches out. Maybe it's a late night text out of nowhere. Maybe she reacts to your story with something light, pretending it's casual. Or maybe she hits you with that classic, "Hey, I've been thinking about you," as if the silence between you two never happened. But here's the plot twist. Now, the choice is yours. You're no longer stuck in that place where you're waiting, hoping, or overanalyzing her every move. You've grown past that version of yourself. You can engage if you want to, but not from a place of need, from a place of strength. Or you can do what most never expect, keep it moving, because the real power, it was never in making her chase you. It was in realizing that you never needed to chase anyone in the first place. Walking away wasn't about getting a reaction or playing games. It was about reclaiming your peace. It was about choosing you for once, about recognizing your own worth, your own energy, your own value, and deciding that you were done handing it out to people who couldn't match it. At the end of the day, you were never supposed to beg for attention, validation, or love. You were never meant to exhaust yourself trying to prove that you're worthy. The second you stopped chasing, that's when the shift happened. That's when you gained all the power. Not the kind of power that controls others, but the kind that frees you. the kind that puts you back in alignment with your path, your purpose, your peace. So let her wonder, let her overthink, let her sit in the silence she once caused. Let her scroll through your page and feel the absence she created with her own hands. Because while she's stuck in that loop of what if, you're too busy leveling up to even notice. You're building, you're healing, you're becoming. And maybe that's the part she never expected, that the best version of you would only show up after she left. And if you've made it this far, just know, this isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of the real one, the one where you finally stop chasing and start choosing yourself. If you found this insight valuable, make sure to subscribe to The Girl's Mind for more wisdom on mastering your life and attraction. Until next time, stay strong, stay centered, and always remember, the key to attraction isn't in chasing, it's in being. But for those of you who are serious about stepping up and taking control, I've created a one-on-one chat with me. Choose your package and let's solve any problem you're facing, whether it's crushing your goals or handling that conversation with a girl.